What's up, guys? Back out here at Codorus State Park, this time playing the purple course. Very much of a open park style course, much more open than the other two, either red or blue. So let's see how it goes. Hole 1 here, 274 feet, out of bounds, right, and then parking lot left. It's, for me, just an easy forehand hanging over this parking lot. There is this backhand that you can throw. The backhand's tricky because everything slopes over here right to left. So if you skip anywhere, especially off this road, you can skip into the OB or you're going to be way down that hill. So for me, just a forehand, kind of throw it down by this tree here on the left. Give yourself an uphill 30-foot putt. Not an uphill putt, but that'll work. Good drive off that tee. See if we can start here with a nice easy birdie. There we go, 1 under. Hole 2 here, 538 feet. Just this little gap between these trees right here off the tee. It's not a Mando, so I have seen people play the wide hyzer out here on the right. The goal here is really just keep something flat, a little understable. Higher on the right is fine. Everything again slopes right to left, kind of like hole 1. And this road down here on the left is OB. So if anything, arrow on the safe side, out to the right. Give yourself a shot up to the basket. That'll be fine. All right, down here stayed in bounds, but as you can see, still pretty close to this OB, and that started a little bit up to the right. So if anything, err on the side of caution, stay high. 255-ish in from here, just a little forehand. This out of bounds road does wrap up behind the basket, so you kind of can't go super deep. So just a little forehand, hopefully get a look at birdie. Ended up a little bit left and long, about 35 feet. There is this ridge here kind of that this basket sits on, so you have to watch rollaways down this hill. So again, if anything, stay on the high side of the basket. This OB wraps probably about 25 feet to the left of the basket. So just try to play safe, stay in bounds, see if we can make this. Good layup. Hole 3, T sign says 246, but I'm pretty sure it's further than that, closer to 280, 290. It's between those two trees right here in the middle. So for me, I just try to hang something out here wide, get to hyzer and crash in. I've seen people take this forehand line, which the slope is, again, right to left, so it opens up a little bit. But I usually just try to take the wide backhand hyzer and get a putt. A little early, but that'll work. Missed that shot short left. See the basket up there between those trees. See if we can make a 40-footer this time. Seems like they're getting longer. There we go. Hole 4, 305 feet. This one plays a little uphill and plays way further, so it probably plays closer to 340, 350. It's pretty straight up here. There is that OB road that comes in on the right. Doesn't really come into play, but if you turn something over, you might go OB. Low. All right, threw that shot straight into the ground. Still 225 out. All of this stuff down here on the left, you also don't want to be in. So kind of like hole 2, if you're gonna miss on the right side, because it's almost a certain bogey if you're down here in the brush, especially in the spring or the summer, on the left hand side. So hang something right, See if we can get this one up and down. We'll see. Good upshot from back there. Still 2 under. I think this is the only hole in this course that I've never birdied before. Hole 5, 420 feet, very downhill. Really the main thing here is this tree right here in the middle. You want to stay right of that to get around it, especially when those leaves are on there. That thing just seems to be a disc magnet. And then not turn something over too much where you go in the brush over here on the right. So around this middle tree, get a look at it for a birdie. Most likely it's a par. Ended up hitting that middle tree, but got through it. Everything, if you're short of the basket off the tee, still slopes away, so you have to watch for rollaways. 50 feet from here, probably just a layup. Hole 6, 440 foot par 4. There was a tree here in the middle that came down recently that makes the tee shot easier. But it's really something about halfway up this hill and then upshot around the corner. It's a tricky birdie. Again, most likely a par. Leaked out here a little bit to the left. Unless you're dead center in this fairway, the second shot's always a little tricky. See if we can just get a little forehand up there to the corner. We'll see. All right, upshot made it to the top of this hill. Just lay one up, get out of here with a par. Little work to do. There we go. Hole 7, 264 downhill. I usually like to just play a mid-range forehand out here to the left and get it to come around. There's a skinny backhand line over here if you want to hit that. Forehand for me has just been more reliable. Hang it out wide, get it to crash in. Little inside. Forehand ended up hyzering out a little early. Really you want to be on the low side for this putt, but not terrible if you're anywhere down here. Ooh. Easy par. Hole 8, 335, it's a par 4. It pushes straight and then almost a 90-degree angle down to the left. So you want to put something about 225 out, hyzer, and get it to skip left. Anything early is pretty jailed, so you're probably not getting up and down even for a par if you're early. So if anything, push something long. Really try to get that skip down to the left. We'll see. All right, got caught up here at the corner behind this tree. This is the upshot. Everything's severely downhill, and after kind of this green, evergreen in the middle, it drops off pretty hard. So for me, I'm just trying to aim for this middle tree and then try to make a putt from there. That'll work. Not a great upshot. Probably just lay this up. It's about 30 feet, but past the basket, miss it and you're guaranteed bogey. Yep. Hole 9, 246. Bunch of trees have come down on this one too, so there used to be more in the middle here that you had to miss. For me, it's something straight, maybe a little understable to get it to flex around that tree that's about 200, 220 feet out. See if we can get a putt. There is a parking lot up here on the right that is out of bounds, so if you turn something over too much or get a little too much power on something, you can go out of bounds up there, long and right. See what happens. Turn that over, but still up to the top of the hill. Little 50-foot upshot. Take a par. All right. Still 2 under through the front 9. Not bad. I think I'm going to break this up into front and back this time. But the goal through the front 9 is really stay even or a couple under par. Back 9's definitely more scoreable. So we'll see how that goes. Stay tuned for the next one.